Can't get my hair together. Listen. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the Adjuster Checkup. Welcome, everyone. This is season 2, episode 6. And I know you may have waited with bated breath yesterday on me to come on and go live. However, we had storms in our area here in Missouri. And yeah, AT&T left a sister hanging. But I'm here today, this afternoon. I hope it doesn't throw your schedule off too bad. But either way it go, you can catch the replay. Thank you for joining us. For everybody who is coming in, okay, I am at a new location temporarily just for today. I'm here at my virtual office, and yeah, we're making it work how we do. Listen, I don't have my usual equipment with me. I hope everybody can hear me. Let me just do a little test on my phone. All right. Very good. I had to make sure because one of the things that I noticed from I went back every time I do these, now that I'm doing it live, I always go back and I listen to what I've done. And I was so hurt that the last episode was just full of static. Started off really, really clear, and then it's static. And I'm sorry that that was probably a little bit of a struggle to listen through all that great information that I gave you, but staticky nonetheless. But we're not going to go backwards. I am tired of redoing episodes. We are just going to push forward. Okay. So let's just do that. All right. Now hold on, you all, because I am a little whatever. I taught today. My hair ain't hairing. The curls are curling, but whatever. We just going to make it work. So let's start off with I don't have much time with you all. Let's start off with what our subject is for today. So today our podcast is we're going to be talking about I have my notes, and now, of course, when I'm ready to queue up. Okay, our title for today's podcast is Networking for Success and Building Relationships in the Insurance Industry. A lot of you even know about me through word of mouth. Not everybody who tunes in here to TPAS TV actually knows Charlene Hoskins personally or went to one of my classes. You heard from somebody who heard from somebody else, right? And that's really how we've been able to build a lot of the business is through word of mouth. Hallelujah. Thank God. Okay, let's praise the ancestors for that. So yeah. So we're going to talk about how to network in this industry, because I think a lot of us don't know how to. So for instance, in all of my licensing classes, one of the things that I say before the class is over is like, hey, whoever are the students in the class, I'm like, this is your first adjuster network. Get each other's information, exchange each other's numbers now, because this is going to build on your current network. And there's a lot of benefits to that, to getting to know people and building relationship with them professionally in this industry. It can help you go a long way. So first, what we're going to just briefly talk about is the importance of effective networking and building strong professional relationships for adjusters. Of course, it's important, right? There's a saying that's going around right now in the business community that says your network is your net worth. Okay. And I think that truer words could not be said. It is absolutely that. The more people that genuine people, of course, the more genuine people that you know, and of course, individuals who believe in, you know, as they say, cooperative economics, community building, and things like that, right? It isn't any fun if the homies can't have none. Okay. So you might hear me say that a lot. But networking, for it to be effective, you got to tap into it. One, you got to build your network, and then you have to tap into those resources. So a good example of that is that, I have used my network to, for instance, find out about adjuster gigs that are out there. I have used my network to help others get adjuster gigs as well. And so you want to build those strong personal professional relationships, and some of them may end up turning into personal relationships too, right? So say, for instance, you may not like all the tongue-in-cheek stuff, right? You may not like all the dog and pony stuff. However, one thing I remember when we were um, working for on one assignment after work, because we were working 7 hours a day. Some of you are working with these people 7 hours a day, you know, I'm sorry, 7 hours a day, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? And so you end up being around some of your coworkers more than you're around your own family or at home. If you're on that 7-12, 12-7, whatever schedule, you're working 88 hours a week, right? You're working double what the normal person does, and you're spending that time amongst your coworkers. And so a lot of us after work, every single night, we would go to the local watering hole and we would go just hang out or play pool or have drinks. There was one assignment that I was on where we created a softball team, right? There was maybe about 300 people in this one building of adjusters. And so somebody came up with the idea to say, hey, let's all start a softball team. So many players a team. Let's have like a little league. And that's exactly what we did. And we got together, every other weekend, something like that. I can't remember how the time frame worked out. And we played ball together. And it was really, really fun. So the networking is very effective. Tap into it, you all. So, what does networking mean in the context of the adjuster profession? What it basically means is these people that you're meeting on the job, if you're going to a training, if you're going to a conference, it's not just about connecting with the people in the booth or your managers or your team leads, but the people that are sitting right next to you, because you never know where they will go after this. You never know where you're going to go, what your next assignment is going to be. And for instance, I was on assignments where, especially once I got to the level of I'm now a team leader in a supervisor or kind of management role where, or I'm one of the core adjusters. It's like, hey, they're about to ramp up again. They're about to send us 5,000 claims. We need 10 people. Y'all, do you have some suggestions? A lot of people don't know that before deployment gets the call to fill people for certain positions, most of the time, the internal management on that assignment is first trying to get people faster than deployment. Before they will even send stuff to deployment, they'll ask the adjusters and the managers and team leads among them. You got anybody you want to recommend that want to come out here that want to do this, or you know anyone who can do this assignment? And we'll recommend people. And sometimes there are assignments out here that never make it to deployment at all because those managers are trying to fill that need immediately. And what better way than through word of mouth by using the network of the adjusters who are already working for you? Of course, adjusters know adjusters, right? Um, so for some of us who may be a little more shy, you may not be as extroverted as myself. We're going to have to meditate and grow, you all, because you really need to put yourself out there a little bit more. Push past your comfort zone to start meeting and connecting with different people. And I don't mean everyone who looks like you, right? Connect with the men, connect with the women, connect with the folks of different ethnicities. Don't box yourself in, okay? So let's talk about some networking basics. Let's talk about different types of networking opportunities that you can have because I think we went over the importance of networking. We've just gone over what networking means in the context of the adjuster profession. It means it can help you get some gigs. Okay, that's what it means. All right, let's talk about the different types of networking opportunities. I mentioned a few of them. One, first of all, the people that you're on assignment with right there. So anybody who's ever received an assignment. Hey, how you doing? What's your name? What's your name? What you do? What did you do before this? You know what I'm saying? You'll run into people where they'll be like, oh, my dad brought me in, and my uncle's an adjuster, and my cousin's an adjuster, and my sister's an adjuster, and we're like a whole family of adjusters. Listen, I'm getting to know the family. Ask the Duchesses, Judy Duchess and her family. Ask them about me. Okay. They know about my mother and I. But one of the reasons is because I ended up working with all of them separately, as a matter of fact. And in the process of us getting to know each other, come to found out who somebody's parent was, brother, sister was. I was like, I know your mom. I'm here because of your mom, right? So and that's another thing. Because of that network, you want to know who knows who's connected to who, because you might have an issue with somebody and you flapping your gibs and you don't know you sitting next to their brother or their cousin. It's a big industry, but it's also a small industry in that respect. On the adjuster side, for those people who are their names are more known and things like that, just be careful. You say something about, I'm gonna tell you something. Things have been said about me and it has gotten back to me. And people didn't even know that person was connected to me like that. And I just laugh, me personally. I just laugh, laugh, laugh. I said, oh, that's funny. Note to self. I won't whatever I got going on, I'll never call you. Okay, so be careful what you say, right? One thing I did love about getting into this industry with family, I've told my story before. My aunt found out about it. She told my mom told me. And so when I came in, I had those two very wonderful, strong women to lean on. I encourage a lot of people that want to get into this. Hey, if you want to bring in your brother, your sister, your cousin, your bestie, it's good to do this with someone. Okay. You can even possibly your husband or your wife, you can possibly even team up with people on assignments, right? A few of our adjusters who were friends and family started that off. They took their first assignments together. They all got separate claims, but they were assigned as field adjusters to the same city, the same respective area, and they were able to lean upon one another for help. When they all got together at the hotel, at the end of the day, hotel, i.e., my apartment, at the end of the day, they, like, hey, what you do for this claim? Well, hey, what did you see this for that? What was this? And it helped them sharpen each other. Iron sharpens iron. It helped them to become better because they were able to learn together. So just keep that in mind. All right. So let's talk about other opportunities. The person sitting next to you, also the people who you were in training class with when you first got your adjuster's license. Prayerfully, you went and you didn't try to go at it alone, right? Hopefully, you didn't do self study, the online course. But if you did, that's okay. Start going into these Facebook adjuster groups, or I know some of it's pretty hard. There are a few TikTok personalities out there that talk about adjusting. Plug into them, see what's on Instagram, see who else is out here on YouTube and things like that, and see if there's a way you can connect with some of those people. Are they in the same city as you? I highly recommend when we're talking about networking via social media, LinkedIn, 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 you guys, okay? Do not sleep on LinkedIn. Young people, young people, young people. Please do not sleep on LinkedIn, you all. Please. I know you feel like that's an old person's app. Facebook. I know you feel like only old people is on there. Yeah, we are. The business professionals who's been around for a while in this industry are on those apps. Who have influence are on those apps. Am I zooming in enough for you? Are you getting it? Do you catching what I'm throwing? Right. All right. Even though sometimes it's hard for us to talk to you because one young man, he asked me about my experience and he said, so what did it take you to get? And I said, well, I started during Katrina. He said, I was in elementary school during Katrina. Okay. I was like, am I that old? However, that young man now connected to me. If I see anything out there for him, I'm going to keep him in mind, right? He just expanded his network by just total stranger. We don't know each other from a can of paint, but we're now connected on LinkedIn. Go to LinkedIn, set up your profile and start looking for people in the insurance industry. You can look up the adjusting. I have a whole, you know what? I'll do a whole nother segment on LinkedIn connections alone. Okay. Because that'll take over the rest of this. Let me see how much time we have before I get too crazy. All right. We're at the 13-minute mark. Okay. 14-minute mark. So I got about 16 minutes left on here. Okay. Let's talk about actionable tips and strategies. Oh, still not done. I keep wanting to move forward. You want to also connect with building up your network and connecting to people through conferences. I keep emphasizing it. I know a lot of people, again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not for me, my cup of tea. Tried them a couple of times, really didn't like it for myself. But you all do what you need to do that works for you. My journey is not your journey, okay? The National African American Catastrophe Adjusters Conference, NACA. Go look them up. I think they're moving it. They were doing it in Vegas. I think they're moving it to Reno or something like that. Good, because Vegas is too expensive for a conference that short. Anywho's workshops, other training programs, especially if you have have the opportunity to do those workshops in person, you would have more effective networking. If there's a free workshop or even a paid workshop, if you're willing to go to a paid training or workshop to network with people in person, it's easier to connect with people when you can, hey, shake your hand and, look them right in the eye and smile at them. Also, in addition to that, you have these online platforms. Tap in. For us at TPAS TV, we have the Claims Adjuster Workshop. Yes, it is virtual, but it's free to the public. And anybody who is on that chat, you can connect with, because anybody who's involved in that chat is someone who is interested in getting into this industry. That may be where you are right now. Right. Connect to those people, or here on the adjuster checkup, right? Or these other adjuster pages that they have. Look at the comments, look at the people who are commenting, see if you can sit there and network to them depending on the comments that they're making. You may be able to tell their experience or whatever the case may be. So don't be a stranger to this stuff. There's all kinds of ways to connect, even if you're introverted, even if you're not ready to necessarily go outside yet. All right. So let's talk about actionable tips and strategies for successful networking. You want to set some goals. I will say, especially when it comes to those social media goals. For instance, on LinkedIn, one of the things I noticed is I was like, I want to have a lot of connections. I want to go at it. My mother and I, at one point, we were head to head. We had a whole contest. It's like, who can get to 10,000 connections first? And now LinkedIn will only let you connect to so many people in a week. And then the week restarts like on Sunday, you start it all over again, right? But eventually, you will get to the point where you're going to have a big network. And so a good person who's an example of this is Deborah Johnson, honey. She has over or close to 30,000 LinkedIn connections, which I pale in comparison to on my LinkedIn, because I think I have maybe about 9,400 at this point. But still, that's a lot of people to connect with. And the thing is what's good about it is I get all kinds of um random calls. Sometimes it's just plain questions. Hey, Charlene, how would you do with this or whatever, whatever. But also at the same time, through that network, I have been able to secure contracts. I have been able to help people get jobs, recommend people for jobs. I've been able to set up referral programs and relationships with other IA firms and TPAs and different things like that. And again, that helps people get jobs. That's the lane that I am in. So that's the angle that I'm going at it. I'm connecting to everyone in the insurance industry. Anytime I see someone that they suggest I should connect to that's in the industry, I connect to them. And I don't care if you're in health insurance, if you're doing health insurance, life insurance, workers' comp, property, casualty, surety. I don't care. I don't care if you are a attorney, if you're insurance counsel, if you're a claims manager, if you're the CEO of a firm or the CEO of an all-state or a state farm. I don't care. I'm connecting with everyone, okay? Because I just never know where those connections may lead. And that's the point of the networking, right? So I would say my biggest tip is put yourself out there and don't be scared to connect to someone. At the same time, nobody wants to be spammed, you all. So don't connect and then be like these thirsty people on the internet. Hello, please. I am available for work and this and that. Start off something slow and easy. When their birthday comes around, happy birthday. When they announce a new job position that they just got promoted to, congratulations. Something soft, nice, simple. In the meantime, make your post, right? Put yourself out there. Let your personality show. Update your profile, so forth and so on, so that it is attractive for someone who may be looking for adjusters, right? There's also a lot of people sleep on this when we talk about connecting to other adjusters, especially adjusters who are in our city. If you all go to catadjuster.org, or you can also go to their website, catadjuster.net. Let me type that in really, really quick. If you go over there to that, there is a part of catadjuster.net that you can actually, one, put your adjuster profile in. It's called their national roster, but you can also look at that roster and you can sort it by state. And you can look at who's in your state and also who's in your city. So if you go to when you go to I'm looking at catadjuster.net. kind of towards at the top of the screen before you go to the classifieds and all that. Right by the home, the button that says home on the right hand side, there's a button underneath that says the National Adjuster Roster. Click on that. I'm waiting on it to open. When you click on that, it talks about masters of disasters, and then it has everything separated in category by state, first of all. So you can click on your state and see, and these are individuals who have put their information on the roster. You can add your information to the roster. There's a button for that. It says information on adding your name, and you read those instructions and go through the steps. You can add a new listing, and that will be your name, right? So you can go into that and look at the adjusters that's near you. We have one adjuster in Australia. I am sorry, you are by yourself, sir. One adjuster in Puerto Rico. I am sorry as well. I don't know if that's a sir or a ma'am. I'm sorry. Three in Wyoming. You guys better stay close. One in Vermont, but that's of the people who put their information in here, right? In Texas, for instance, there is over 1,000. In my state, which is Missouri, let me look. 97, right? You can also search and sort this list by if you scroll below the state's hyperlink area, you can also look and see and sort it by the area of discipline that they're in. Okay. So so you can look them up and you can verify that information there. Connect and reach out to those people, pick their brains, see what they know, see if you can team up together, work together. You never know, okay? I'm just saying, give them information, but also get information from them as well. So, this is all really good for you in order for you to build up what you're doing so that you can have the opportunities in front of you that you are seeking. All right. So, and set those goals. If you want to build up your LinkedIn network, then say, okay, I want to have, I don't know, because I don't know what the LinkedIn limit is, but just say, I want to connect to 10 people this week, right? I want to have 10 connections this week. Do that and do that for every week. At the end of the year, you'll have thousands of connections, right? Um, and then let's talk about the importance of genuinely connecting to people. Don't be fake, y'all. Don't be fake. Okay. Everybody is somebody out there. So there is value in networking and getting with other people. And here's the thing, if you're in an area where you don't see it, maybe you're the catalyst for it. Maybe you should put something together and set up like a meetup adjusters group. That gives me a good idea. That's a good idea. Have a meetup adjusters group, right? And just say, hey, this is just for like minds to get together, even if all we're doing is just having a little crab fest about the industry. Whatever the case may be, like do what you got to do, right? And so don't wait for somebody else to do it. You can do it. If it's your idea, which now it's mine, if it's your idea, y'all adjusters in Missouri, y'all want to meet up? Okay, let's do it. Uh, and I will say we can meet up at the PLRB Regional Adjusters Conference that's taking place in St. Louis, Missouri, August 27th through the 28th. All right. And I will be instructing and doing 2 educational sessions during that conference. Shameless plug. But let's meet up there, you all. Everybody in the Midwest and in Missouri, come meet. Let's get together. All right. Let's talk about building that relationship. You want to nurture those professional relationships with these adjusters, right? Like I said, you shouldn't be calling and just wanting to get information. You should be giving information as well. So that means that you have to do your due diligence while you're out here researching and trying to find things to do and trying to learn about different trainings and different events and so forth and so on. You should be bringing information to that person too. And so if that relationship between you all is mutual. That's what you want. You're giving information, they're giving information, you're building trust with one another, and that is the key. Okay. So make those relationships real, make them genuine. Don't just be fake and be like, yeah, so what you know? Okay, I don't know nothing. Then you're holding everything to the close to the chest. If you hear about an opportunity that you can't take advantage of, maybe someone else can, right? So you may have to decline a deployment, but that does not mean that you can't tell that person on the phone, hey, how many people do you need? You know what? I might know some people. Can I send them your way? Can I give them your number? That's how you start to build trust. And then you call up that person or you text those people and say, listen, I just got off the phone with Renfro. I can't take this opportunity, but I think you all can. Here's the person's name. Here's the contact number. I told them I'd be sending some people their way. Hurry up and call them now because you know they want to fill those positions quickly. Call them right now, right? Just like what I did the other day. I heard about that Vanguard Inspection Services, which is one of the only two companies that FEMA uses for FEMA inspections, I sent out a mass text to all of everybody I knew who was an adjuster in my phone, and even told them, share this information. You guys get on this meeting. And the meeting was like that day. Okay. So for anybody who missed that meeting, just go to Vanguard Inspections website, Vanguard Inspection Services. Google them. I don't know the exact website, but go to the website and just go through the application process. So they're in the middle of a summer hiring wave. All right. So overcoming networking challenges, right? It may be a little challenging. I will say this in the beginning, and I've said this, we're not ashamed of it. It's no shade to anybody. It just is what it is. But when mom and I first started, we would be in trainings. It would be a room of 100 people. Mom and I would be the only two Black people, and we would probably be two of maybe five women. Okay. And so sometimes what we had to do, we had to secretly eavesdrop on people. People didn't know we was listening. We was acting like we wasn't listening, and we was listening because nobody was talking to us, and that's how we had to get the information. If you got to be a fly on the wall and turn into some wallpaper and camouflage yourself like a chameleon to disappear, so people underestimate you and therefore don't take you into account, so you can get the information that they're sharing with one another, that's what you gonna do. All right. Uh, but push forward. Don't take anything personally, okay? Because at the end of the day, I've even had people where I walked into an office and I saw somebody that I knew from a previous deployment, and I said, "Hey," and I wasn't working at the time, and I said, "Hey, what you doing? How you get up in here?" You'll never, the quote, "You never get up in here." 2 years later, I was in that office. 3 days in that office, they made me a file reviewer. 3 years later, I'm team lead. Well, it didn't even take 3 years to get to become team lead. But by the end of the 3 year run I had with that office for that assignment that was supposed to last 3 weeks, I was a team lead, I was a file reviewer, and I ended up being the contents manager. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. Don't let the challenges, all the challenges are is a challenge for you to grow and to be better. All right, how much time do I have? I'm almost done. I've got literally less about 3 minutes left. Literally 3 minutes left. Okay. And I'm almost finished. All right. So we talked about tips of what to do in this digital age. Social media is free and it's a resource. Tap in. All right. Listen to people. And again, we're not all going to be right. You may not agree with everything that I say. You may not agree with what everyone else says. Take the meat, spit out the bones and the fat. Get what you need and move on. Some of those Facebook adjuster groups can be really, really negative. And it's like, there's no work out here. There's work, baby. If you call the adjusting firms and the TPA firms and they answer the phone, there's work. All right. So don't worry about that, you all. And so just to take away, just to summarize all of this and to take away from it, the whole point is there's more than one way to skin a cat. You can go about getting opportunities in so many different ways. It's not just going for the base jobs, or I shouldn't say the base jobs. It's not just going at it with the standard, calling the deployment departments, right? You have to be creative. You have to think outside of the box. You have to find new and unique ways in order to get to your goal. All right. It's not impossible. It may be a little bit challenging, but you got this. You're here for a reason, and you didn't get this far to be dropped on your head and abandoned. All right. So don't give up, have faith. But most importantly, the faith that you have to have is in yourself. All right. So, with that said, again, I will be presenting for reservation of rights and declination letters. Also, I'll be presenting on handling supplement claims with ease at the upcoming PLRB Regional Adjusters Conference that's taking place right here in St. Louis, Missouri, August 27th through the 28th. If you are an adjuster and your license is about to expire and you need CE credits and you need them now, all right, go to our partnered website to get a 10% discount on your CE course packages or individual CE courses. And that is www.tpas, no, that's the wrong one, www.webce.com/TPAS. TPAS. Set up a free profile, pick on continuing education credits, and then select the state that you need those credits for, whether that's your designated home state or your resident adjuster state. And then select either a package if you're missing all of them, or you can select individual classes. If you only need one ethics CE, they got it for you. Okay. So you can do that as well. But just most importantly, you all tap in. And yeah, I think that's all that I have for you all. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, any information that you would like to share, please feel free to hit the playback button, put the comments in, and I will answer them for you. If you want to send an email or want more information about what we do here at TPAS, feel free to visit our website at tpas.llc. You can also send us an email at info@tpas.llc as well. Thank you so much, you all. That is my time. And with that, I'll talk to you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Central on the Adjuster Checkup. Bye.